Intermittent fasting, lose weight, gain belly fat, and get type 2 diabetes. That was the title of a video that someone asked me to comment on, so that's coming right up. Hey, I'm Dr. Ekberg with Wellness for Life, and if you'd like to truly master health by understanding how the body really works, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss anything. So one of my viewers tipped me off to a video and I watched it. It was by a doctor called Sam Robbins. And I looked at it and felt compelled to comment on it because there's so many blatant mistakes and erroneous rationalizations in there. So there's a lot of interest in intermittent fasting, and I think that people really we need to get the true message out there. So first of all, intermittent fasting, it's just the logical conclusion of a continuum of carbohydrate consumption. So what this is all about, it's about insulin resistance insulin resistance is responsible, it's linked to just about every degenerative disease that we have. And the standard American diet, consisting of 300 to 400 grams of carbohydrate, drives up insulin resistance and is the problem. So in improving health, the most important thing that we can do is to reduce carbohydrates. So low carb, ketogenic, intermittent fasting leading to autophagy in incremental steps here. This is what humans have done for as long as we've been around, and this is what your body is adapted to, and this is the natural way to stay healthy. And I'll come back to that a little bit. So the first complaint, the first objection that he had to intermittent fasting was that it's a sales pitch. They say, oh, you can eat anything you want. You can eat all your favorite foods as long as you do it in a short window of feeding, which is what intermittent fasting is. And of course, he called that a sales pitch, as if it was pitched by all those people who stand to gain from you not eating. Of course, that's ludicrous. No one stands to gain anything if you don't eat. There's no money to be made there. And just because an idea is promoted by someone ignorant, if someone makes that claim, oh, you can eat anything, that's ignorant. But just because it's promoted by something ignorant doesn't make it a bad idea. It's still a very, very sound principle, and we just have to understand you cannot eat anything you want. You have to eat real food. You have to eat food that nature made and not the stuff that we have been mass producing and processing and refining and nuking and bleaching for the last 50 years. That's not food. It doesn't sustain life. So it's not going to sustain life just because you eat it in a shorter period of time. Second thing was he brought up research, and he said there was some very important recent research with damaging conclusions. And he said that the subjects would lose weight, and he showed a picture of a man with a big belly, the shirt bursting at the seams, and that said that the subjects would lose weight but gain belly fat. And then the conclusion by the researcher was that this was the first study that showed that individuals could get damaged. They could get insulin markers for insulin resistance. They could develop diabetes, etc. The problem with this study was that it was performed on rodents. And even though there's some research, we can maybe draw some conclusions from certain pieces of research, like the function of a certain receptor or something, we cannot draw any conclusions of nutrition across species. Have you ever noticed how different animals eat different things? They are innately designed to eat certain things. So you can't feed a species a certain way and draw conclusions for another species. You just can't do that. That is completely invalid, and that makes that garbage science. Another portion, though, that I want to bring up separately is in that study they said that intermittent fasting increased free radicals. True. But then he called the free radicals cancer causing, and he called them age accelerating. So the thing that we need to understand about free radicals, and there's a lot of research in this area, that free radicals were without due cause. They were given a bad rap in the 1950s, and we just jumped on the bandwagon, me included, until I learned about recent research. And we called the free radicals the bad guys, and we said that they were causing all these diseases. They were causing oxidative damage and so on. Well, recent research shows that they are not the bad guys. They are signaling molecules. They are messengers that are part of a cleanup crew called autophagy. Your immune system, your lysosomes, your macrophages, your white blood cells, they release free radicals as part of their immune defense. So the free radicals don't cause the problem. They're just like cholesterol. They show up on the crime scene because they're trying to help. They're part of the good guys. Just like cholesterol is a good guy, free radicals are the good guys. And what they allow the body to do is autophagy, which in recent research, and was awarded a Nobel Prize, is shown to be cancer preventing and anti-aging. So we need to rethink this completely. I know this is a big bomb to drop for a lot of people, that we've been told so long that free radicals are the bad guys. You do a Google search and there's page after page after page, but if you read some of those in between the lines, you'll find that there's some good research showing you that it's a signaling molecule actually doing good. So I'll do a separate video on that in the very near future to talk about free radicals and antioxidants, what they actually do. Then he went on to say that intermittent fasting doesn't really work. And I thought that was kind of humorous. And I just have to say sorry, guys, for all those tens of thousands of you who have lost the weight, you feel better, you have more energy, your blood work is better, your cholesterol is better, your A1C and your hormone levels are better. You've just been mistaken all along. None of that really happened because intermittent fasting doesn't really work. So of course, this is nonsense. The proof is in the pudding, but we have to look at physiology first. Is this a natural thing? Because if it's natural, then it can sustain long-term health. And if it works for you, it works for you, as long as it's based on health, not short-term results. And then he goes on to say that it's a fad diet, and all these fad diets, they seem to work for a while, etc. Well, it's not a fad diet because it's been around as long as humans have been around. How you implement it is a matter of trial and error. So not one way of doing it is not going to work for everybody. Some people can go a week, some people want to do it in a 6-hour feeding window or 8-hour feeding window, and then stretch it and change it. The important part though is that you work your way down the scale. If you are highly carbohydrate dependent, you will probably not do so well to start fasting because your body isn't trained to get energy from the stores. So work your way down the scale gradually toward low carb into ketogenic, and then you try some intermittent fasting and you do it gradually as well. So if you want to really talk fads, then you want to talk about the ultimate fads, the things that have only been around for a couple of generations. So how about pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, and processed foods and processed grains? Those are the fads. Those are the things. And how have they stood the test of time? Well, they have just about killed humanity in the short time that they've been around. So understand that it's not a fad just because people start talking about it and get excited in recent times. If the principle, if the physiology has been around there, it's not a fad. The stuff that we do in our modern lives, that's the fad. Hope that this has been helpful. If you see any other videos that you'd like me to comment on, please comment, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to. And more than anything, please share this content, because this channel, like I said, is about helping people understand health. It's about mastering health by truly understanding how the body really works. And the only way that we can get people healthy is if we start understanding that. So share this with as many people as you can. And if you're new to this channel and you enjoy this sort of content, then make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that we can keep this content coming your way. Thanks for watching.